So there are two things that can really draw a wedge in between a fan base or really question a whole entire fan base's sanity. One of those things is pretty obvious. It's losing. And Jaguars fans have experienced losing at a much higher margin than pretty much all other fan bases in the NFL. We are a historically bad franchise, and winning is extremely hard to come by for us. So then the Jaguars lost on Sunday, and we're so used to losing. We're so tired of losing. We started out the year 0-1, lose a game that we were up 8 points in, very late in the game, and we let it get away from us. Just flat out, we let the game get away from us. And so the Jaguars, so losing is one thing, and the Jaguars are now 0-1. And the next thing that draws a wedge in between a fan base is quarterback controversy. And I did not think I would be discussing this so early in the season, but one game down, and now people are already questioning Trevor Lawrence. Now, Trevor Lawrence's stat line this game: 24 of 42, 57% completion percentage. He threw for 275 yards, threw one touchdown and one interception. Now, early on, we were very concerned with Trevor Lawrence. I mean, first drive, he overthrows ETN on an easy touchdown pass. Missed pretty much several just throws in the first half. So we're sitting there like, oh, this guy's got to play better. And then I thought that the second half he did play better. I mean, I thought the third quarter it felt like the offense was wheeling and dealing on 4 straight scoring drives, and then in the fourth quarter, the Jaguars were up 8 points, and both the defense and the offense had the chance to win the game, and both units failed. The defense gave up 2 touchdowns, and the offense couldn't do anything. So we are currently 0-1 on the year, and losing is frustrating. The way we lost was frustrating. You have the lead, you're winning in an away stadium early on in the year, and it felt like we got the game stolen from us big time. And now people are sitting here saying all kinds of crazy stuff about Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Twitter was not a very good place to be at. I mean, I thought my live comment section was bad. When I went to Twitter, it was like, everybody was like, not everybody, I should say, but people all over the place were calling Trevor Lawrence a bust. People were out here saying that, like, we should have kept Minshew. People were out here saying, like, we need to trade for Garoppolo. I saw one person saying we need to go out and grab, like, Fitzpatrick, and I'm sitting here like, man, we go out and win that game, we're not having these conversations. We're saying, okay, Trevor Lawrence, bad early on, but we wound up winning. We found a way on to next week. But since we lost, we are going pretty crazy. And yeah, I mean, people are just tired of losing. People are tired of mediocre quarterback play. And I'm right there with everybody, man. I hate it. I hate losing. It's been so many years of losing, so many years of me, trying to be optimistic from February through August, and then September gets here, and we just slowly get beaten down into submission. And I have to sit here and talk about it. I am just as sick as you guys are. But we need to cool down on Trevor Lawrence a little bit. I mean, look, I think there's a few things working against Trevor Lawrence right now. One is the whole generational label. He came in, and when the Jaguars locked him up at number 1 overall, I mean, everybody, all the analysts, everybody, this is a generational talent. This is like the best quarterback to ever come out. We pictured him as a person that was going to come in day one and just know it all. We thought he was going to come in here and he was going to be the savior of everything. Every unit was going to play a lot better because of him. We pretty much expected like a 5-year NFL vet to come in a 21-year-old's body. I mean, he's 22 years old right now. We just expected him to pretty much be a polished guy. So when it comes to the generational label, I think what he has is he probably has like generational like attributes when it comes to like his height, his arm strength, the ability to kind of like move around. I think just the ability to make every throw. I mean, there's nothing that there doesn't feel like there is anything that he doesn't have the physical ability to do. So he has like the generational attributes, but at this moment, this whole generational thing is really working against him because he has a lot to work on and he is far from a polished player. And I think another thing working against him is that in 2020, in the first round of the draft, Justin Herbert was drafted and he came in right away and it felt like he just got it. I mean, he had a rookie year unlike any other player. And then we were all sitting there in 2020 as the Jaguars losing week after week. We're all hoping we lose. We're all hoping we locked up number one pick. And while all that's going on, we're looking at Justin Herbert going out here and just a freak of nature. We were all sitting here like, wow. And, that's what we were picturing Trevor Lawrence to be. Now, Trevor Lawrence isn't that. Now, granted, Justin Herbert probably had a lot better things working for him when it comes to just like, his first year he didn't have Urban Meyer. I mean, that's one thing. He also just had Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry. He had a bunch of guys, but that's not to make excuses right now. But it's just what it is right now. Now, we do need to take a step back and say, dude, sometimes these things just take time with quarterbacks. I mean, when you look at Josh Allen, his first 2 years was not that good. He started picking it up toward the end of his second year, and then really his third year is when he really took that leap. And then his fourth year, he got even better. And his fifth year got even better than that. So, he's a guy that early on he struggled. He struggled with inaccuracy issues. He struggled with the touchdown to interception ratio. Sometimes these things take time, and it feels like right now it's going to probably take time for Trevor Lawrence and these Jaguars. And, it's going to drive a lot of people in the Jaguars fan base crazy. We want to win right away. We want to stop having bad quarterback play. I think what Trevor Lawrence's game that he put together, I really, after rewatching, I really do think people were kind of way overreacting about it. I understand, look, the misses were pretty big, but the way he came back and fought, I thought this wasn't the worst quarterback play I've seen out of a Jaguars uniform. I'll say that. So I do think that there are some good things working for Trevor Lawrence when it comes to the situation that he's in. First of all, like the offensive line was not very good. Let's be honest. The offensive line was not very good. But I do think that the wide receiver core is, I'll say good. I don't know how to rate it, but I mean, guys are now getting open. Route concepts are a lot better. It's a much improved unit from last year to this year. And I also think that coaching is a lot better. Doug Peterson and the offense, it's just, he's in a lot better of a situation than last year, having to go up there and answer for all the organization's problems. So I feel like he's in a good spot. It's just something that it's probably got to take time, unfortunately. Now, some things that need to be done. I mean, he needs to work on his accuracy. And I don't know if that's probably going to come from just getting more comfortable out there, just getting used to the system that we're in. And that's the thing that drives me nuts about, my position, because I wasn't able to go to a single Jaguars practice. There's media guys out there, and you can ask these media people, hey, was Trevor Lawrence hitting those routes in practice? And I believe he probably was. I mean, coming out of camp, all the reports were that he's amazing. I mean, I feel like every year that's what kind of the media is telling us, is that everything's great, everything's hunky-dory, we're going to be great, much improved everything. And then sometimes it's not like that. So is Trevor Lawrence making those throws in practice? I don't know. But yeah, the accuracy needs to be worked on. He's great with a clean pocket. And I think when we looked at this Washington matchup, we all were like, oh, Washington, they have Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz stinks. We're going to win, but we kind of overlooked a lot of the things that Washington had. And one of the strengths was that they had a really good defensive line. And that's by no accident. They're a team that invested in their defensive line. A lot of first-round picks went into that line, and that's not even talking about Chase Young. They had a really good offensive or defensive line that went out there and wreaked havoc on us. I mean, they pressured Trevor Lawrence a lot and made him feel very uncomfortable. They did exactly to Trevor Lawrence what I wanted to do to Wentz. They got pressure on Trevor Lawrence early, and it seemed to rattle him throughout the game. We did not get pressure on Carson Wentz early. We started generating some pressure a little bit later, But, we let Carson get his feet wet, 2 touchdown drives to start the game for him, and then he played pretty well throughout the game. He did misfire on some throws. I mean, there were some throws that were to be had that he missed on, but he comes out victorious. Washington fans are super happy about Carson Wentz. Had the game flipped, they're going to be looking at all those throws just like we are with Trevor Lawrence. So really, I hope to have, see when the first game that he has a clean pocket is. I think that the defensive line for Colts, it's a good defensive line. I don't think it's as good as Washington's, but we'll see. Really, he needs to watch a lot more film and just learn how to read the field better. I mean, there were guys that were open that he missed, whether he's just like locking onto guys or not reading the field well. And I think that will come with time when it comes to just, having better coaching and getting more comfortable in the offense and just getting more comfortable with the receivers around him. I mean, you got to think some of the top performers this week were Christian Kirk, like Zay Jones, ETN, like all these guys were not a part of the Jaguars last year. So, really just being able to build chemistry with guys like Evan Ingram and stuff like that's going to take time. And I'm hoping that, after we open more of the playbook, I'm just hoping that, look, over time that will connect. So we'll just have to see. The deep ball accuracy is something that I haven't seen really this year and last year out of him. Just got to get better touch on the deep ball. He could throw it out there. I mean, he connected with Christian Kirk, even though it wasn't the greatest throw. I want to see him, like last game when Carson Wentz, when Jahad Dotson it was Terry McLaurin, it was, that beat Shaquille Griffin deep. Carson Wentz threw it right to him over there. Like, I haven't seen Trevor Lawrence make that throw yet, unfortunately. Not saying that he can't, but I haven't seen him make that throw yet. So that's a big thing that, just getting better with the deep ball stuff. And just overall, he's not a finished product. And look, you guys can be concerned about Trevor Lawrence. I'm not saying that we shouldn't sit here and be concerned, because you guys absolutely have the right to be concerned. You guys can have your doubts about him. If you can doubt how good he's going to be in the NFL. You can even lean toward, maybe this guy might be a bust. You can maybe lean toward that. But the one thing you can't do, you can't sit here and say, he's a bust. Boom. One season and one game is all I need to see. He's out of here. Time to write it off. Time to look to the next guy. No. And look, no smart analyst or TV person or, I don't know, scout, radio, whoever you guys listen to for Jaguar stuff, or whoever you guys talk to for Football Insight or whatever, nobody that is knowledgeable outside of the hot take hooligans out there that, just want to, are yelling on ESPN to try to get floated out there and viral on Twitter. Like, outside of that stuff, no one smart is going to tell you that, yeah, Trevor Lawrence, this isn't it, time to move on. Because look, it's just not about that. And the thing is, we need Trevor Lawrence to be the answer. I mean, we need him to be the answer, because like, if he's not, because honestly, barring anything significantly bad and just awful and whatever, he's going to be the quarterback for us next year. He's going to get his opportunities. So we need him to work. We can't sit here and waste time and then all of a sudden, boom, he's not it. Because, man, that's going to set us, it's going to set us really far back. It really is. It's going to set us very far back. And it's hard to find quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, you saw all the second-year quarterbacks. Mac Jones didn't play great. Zach Wilson's got his hands in his pants somewhere on the sidelines. Trey Lance didn't look great. I mean, it was the rain battle, so I'll give you that. So it's just, I can't believe I'm talking about it this early. But we need to just we need to relax. Like, let's be. I know we've been losing so much, and it sucks. I'm not gonna sit here and say that you guys should just be happy to go out there and play. No, like, the losing sucks, and it took a lot out of me. I was depressed as hell on Sunday. I wanted to win that one. There's no moral victories. Like, come on, there were some bad teams that won, and we need to find ways to win these games. And I'm tired of losing, but I'm not gonna give up faith after one rocky game, because there were positives. It's just think everyone's just got to chill out a little bit. Just chill out a little bit, let it play. We have 16 more games to watch. I mean, there's so much more football to be had, and we're going to get through it together. It's just, yeah, I don't know what else to say. We're going to get through it together. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are. If you were somebody that was saying all kinds of crazy stuff about Trevor on Sunday, have you settled down, or are you still there? I definitely like having you guys' feedback. But thanks everybody for watching. Drop a like on your way out. Go Jags.
Okay, Jacksonville Jaguars. Too much for your crew to handle. Keep it lit, and this is the #1 YouTube channel by UCF Jaguar. Yeah, we about to blast off. If you've been a fan, then this is the dopest platform. Yeah, never hold back. Gotta represent for the teal and black.